Welcome to another video. My name is Dina. Thanks again for watching. I want to share another plant update. It's the Syngonium White, commonly called Arrowhead plant, Arrowhead philodendron, American evergreen, among other names. I found out that the Syngonium is one of the best terrarium plants. Have a look at the different varieties to choose from. These plants were on display at my local garden center. So gorgeous. This plant was a gift. It was in a large 30-centimeter pot. I believe it's the white butterfly variety. It looked wild and messy after a few years, and unfortunately it also had scale insects, so I decided to start again. I took multiple cuttings and I planted some in soil. I have some growing in water. It is the only plant I have growing in water for years. I have tried growing a snake plant and a baby rubber plant in water for a short period, but I've transitioned them to soil and planted them together with the mother plant for a bushy look. So I now have plants growing in soil and water. A while back, I pruned the mother plant and threw away cuttings. A stem somehow got stuck under a large decorative pot and just grew. This small plant was from one of those cuttings. It started as a white, almost translucent stem, so I didn't know what it was. I placed it in water, and when the leaves formed, I realized it was the white butterfly. It sits on my plant shelf. For general upkeep, I wash the bottle and change the water at least once a week. I used water straight from the tap and it didn't seem to mind. This is how the baby white butterfly looked like. This is another white butterfly growing in water for a couple of years now. I moved it into this long square vase because the stems are longer and they're starting to flop to the side of the short vase. Soon I will have to prune the longer stem to encourage new growth and keep it bushy. It sits on the window sill in the kitchen and it gets a lot of bright light. I move it to a different area in the summer months because it can get too hot in this spot. To keep it thriving, I kept the water and the glass vase clean, and it's easy to do with the wide lip. After the plant has established, I don't have to change the water as often. I just top it up after a couple of weeks. In the warmer months, I used a weak concentration of liquid fertilizer to top up the water. This is how the roots in water look like. They're usually white or light brown and look plump. Finally, the Syngonium in soil. When it comes to soil mix, it's not very fussy compared to other arrowheads. I used a simple mix of potting soil and perlite instead of the chunkier arrowhead mix because I want the potting medium to hold moisture longer. I only water the plant when the top part of the soil feels dry and more than half of the soil in the pot looks dry. I've shared before how I like these clear pots because I can see the soil moisture. The leaves will mostly be white and light green with bright indirect light. I'm careful not to expose the plant to harsh direct light that can burn the leaves. It can tolerate low light, but the leaves will have darker green colors instead of whites. As the plant matures and the vines grow longer, I can either prune them to encourage new growth or let the vines climb up a moss pole or other forms of support. Yeah, this plant is prone to scale insects, so I had to check the foliage regularly. I even found some on this plant growing in water. I used a clean wet cloth to wipe them off the leaves and stems, and I also used regular spray of neem oil. Now overall, it is a hardy plant. It handles cold and hot weather well. It can tolerate temperatures below 10 degrees in a sheltered area outdoors. I don't see issues like brown leaf tips like other arrowheads. Overall, again, it's just an easy house plant to grow, and I recommend it for beginners. That is all for today. Thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and find it helpful. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment, and I'll see you again in my next video.